Welcome to Crown and Connections with Rob Clemens. We have a special edition today. We are here at the Carolina Country Music Festival 2022, and we're really excited. We got a great setup here. We are actually sitting within the Grand Strand Brewery here in sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is a great setup, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's awesome in here.
Yeah, I mean, and in case you get thirsty, there are indeed custom brews being done behind us. They're named after the Seven Dwarfs, I've heard. Mm-hmm. What does the grumpy beer taste like, do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it tastes delightful though, because every beer here tastes like very good.
I was wondering, you know how like some people when they drink, they get a little bit grumpy, and maybe some people get a little sleepy. I think that's what they were going for, but I don't know. We'll have to talk to the owners later. But this is a beautiful setup. We're blessed to be here. And of course, for the next 4 days, the Country Music Festival is going on, starting tonight, which is Thursday, and running through Sunday. There'll be a ton of crowd here. But Danielle, if you would, as Marketing Director of Monarch Roofing, tell us a little bit about what we have going on this weekend.
Yeah, we've got a lot of really exciting stuff. This is our first year being able to sponsor CCMF, so it's super exciting for us at Monarch Roofing. We are actually the front entrance sponsors, so we have this awesome setup. We've been working with CCMF over the past year to make sure that it's impactful and looks really cool. So we're really excited that that's going to be greeting everybody coming to the concert all throughout the weekend. We also, on Saturday at 5 o'clock, make sure that you stay tuned and you keep an eye out if you're in the crowd or watching, because we're going to be going on stage and presenting our veteran this year with his Roofer Troops prize and everything. We also did a great tribute video just to kind of thank him for his service to our country and just everything that he continues to do for the community. So he's also going to be there with us in the crowd. We might pull him up on stage with us. We're not entirely sure yet, but it's going to be great just being able to really thank him for his service and just, you know, kind of show everybody what he continues to do for our community.
Absolutely, and actually I hear he's a big country music fan, so this will be a double excitement for him. He gets a free roof through our Roof for Troops program, and he also gets to come to CCMF. I mean, what's better than that? Right? Awesome.
Good day for sure.
Absolutely. So, and that's going to be on Saturday night at 5 o'clock. So everybody make sure you can be here for that. And we also have maybe a couple little surprises for the crowd. Shh, don't tell anybody. Next things up, I was going to say, what does the outlook look like for artists? I mean, is there any particular artist you're most excited to see here?
Ooh, I mean, there's a lot of good ones in the lineup for just, I mean, the concert overall. And we have a lot of really awesome ones that we're going to be talking to throughout the day today. So we're super excited for that. We'll keep those a little bit of a surprise, but you'll be able to see for sure. But I mean, I hear Keith Urban, Jason Aldean is going to be here this weekend.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a great weekend for Myrtle Beach and for everybody in attendance.
One other really exciting part of this, I know you kind of alluded to some surprises, but we have our custom CCMF guitar here. So some lucky winner at this show will actually end up winning this guitar, and there might even be a couple of surprise autographs on there. So super excited. Stay tuned for that. And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back with our first presenter. Welcome back to Crown and Connections with Rob Clemens, our special CCMF edition. We are here with Greg Parrish, one of the performers at the Country Music Festival. And I gotta tell you, I'm excited. I've heard this guy, I've heard his music. He is gonna light it up tonight. We're super excited. And you're performing all 4 days, correct?
All 4 days, yes.
Man,
we're doing actually 5 shows at the festival over the 4 days.
Man, they must really like you here to put you on all 4 days.
Hey, I've been very blessed, brother.
I hear you. Well, that's awesome. And your first performance is gonna be tonight at 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
So
on the Zen stage tonight at 7 o'clock. That's inside the Crown Royal tent.
Man, that's inside the Crown Royal tent.
Yes.
Well, that's where I want to be. You know,
yes,
I'm a bit, you know, like.
And that's going to be an acoustic performance there.
All right, nice.
Acoustic performance.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. So you've made a lot of music over your career. I want to talk about that a little bit. One of the songs that I was listening to on my way in, actually, "Make Her Miss Me Through This Radio."
Yes.
How did you come up with that song?
Well, actually, I didn't write that one.
Okay.
A guy named Preston Keith wrote that song.
Nice.
And he's a songwriter back home, and he's excellent, very talented. So I got the song from him, and I went in, we cut the song, and we got it on country radio.
Nice.
Local station up there, and then we entered into the Carolina Artist Showdown as well. And that's a Fayetteville-based station up there. And we won our months for February and March. So now we're a finalist for Entertainer of the Year.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations for that.
Going for it now.
Man, that's awesome. Now, what do you do to get prepped up for that? Do you have to like go and start practicing your award-winning speeches at this point? Is it too early?
I don't take that for granted.
right, I got you.
There's a lot of talented people out there, so I mean, it's going to be stiff competition.
Oh man, I'm sure
I've
it
been
is.
listening to their songs too, and there's a lot of really good ones.
A lot of good. Well,
Yes.
and it wouldn't be any fun if you're going to go and
No,
smash everybody,
no,
right? So,
absolutely.
all right, I got you. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into this business?
I've been playing for close to 25 years, so this was definitely not an overnight success by no means.
right.
But I've been playing for 25 years, and it started out in just smoky bar rooms at the very beginning, and here we are now.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, so I mean, things got better and better throughout the years. I loved it when they cut out the smoking in a lot of these places.
All right.
On the voice. But anyway, I mean, now here we are at CCMF. I mean, it's been a wild journey, but I'm glad to be here.
Now, is this your first time performing at this particular event?
It is.
Now, do you get any nerves, any butterflies? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, but before you go out, are you that guy who's,
It all depends. Sometimes the smaller gigs are the ones that make you the most nervous.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But then once you get on stage and you start playing and you make that connection with the audience, there's something magical about that.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because I've noticed a lot about what you do is making it like an immersive experience for your fans.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not that guy who's like, I'm going to sing my 10 songs and get the heck out of here.
No.
You take requests, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Has anything weird ever happened while you're doing
Absolutely.
that? Anything you want to share? It's PG now, all right? We got
Yeah. So we do request, and a lot of times female songs get requested. So we do a cover of Lady Gaga's Poker Face.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. We do the 4 Non-Blondes, What's Up?
Wow.
I mean, we throw things out there that people wouldn't think a country guy would do.
Yeah.
I've got a very raspy voice, and so I can pull it off.
You definitely do, man. You can pull off some Lady Gaga and probably some other things too, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good time with it, though. I mean, we make it our own.
Yeah,
So.
very cool.
But we're not musicians that go out there, we set up, we play for an hour, we take breaks. No, a lot of times we'll set up, we'll start at our sound check 15 minutes before we're supposed to start.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep it rolling. Mm-hmm. Whenever our stop time comes on, we're nowhere close to it.
Yeah.
We may be supposed to play from 7 to 10 and 11 o'clock. They're trying to shut it down. They're like,
Man.
Greg, stop. We're having a good time.
You're a man who loves your craft.
I do.
We
Love
can
what I
tell
do.
that when we see
Yes.
what you're doing, and that's a beautiful thing. And they don't even have to pay you overtime for that.
No.
No. Okay. All right. I was just thinking that would be sneaky if you did.
When the tips are flowing, though, that helps.
right. Do people throw money on you at stage ever? Or?
Sometimes.
No. All right.
Sometimes, well, I mean, we do have our little tip jar down there.
Well, that's well. So he does accept tips if it ever comes up. No, that's awesome. Let me ask you something. So you're from Rock Hill originally?
Yes.
Do you still stay local mainly?
Absolutely,
yeah.
I stay local.
Yeah.
I mean, I like playing to my people, and I've had a lot of success there.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of support there, and why go outside of that if you've got support there? And I mean, yes, I'm going to venture out a little bit, but I don't plan on going on the road and doing anything like that right now. Not at this point. We'll see what happens. I'm not, never say never.
Never say never. Yeah. If somebody comes calling and it's going to take you national, you'll take it. But no, we appreciate our local people here in Myrtle Beach, so that's definitely a cool thing. And I love that you are influenced by so many music. As I've been looking at some of the artists that are going to be joining us today during the interviews, a lot of people are so diverse that people don't realize. They're thinking you're just doing country music, but as you said, I heard you were inspired by Matchbox 20, for example.
I'm a huge Matchbox.
What's your favorite song, Matchbox 20?
Back to Good.
Okay, all right, that's a good one.
Push.
Yeah.
I like those.
Nice.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff out there.
Oh, they got excellent stuff out there. And I love Three Doors Down.
Yeah, great group.
Yeah. I'm more of a 90s type guy. So
90s type, little Alice in Chains maybe in there sometimes.
I'm not a huge Alice in Chains fan.
No, I don't.
I mean, I like some of their songs, but I mean, that's not my go-to.
Right on. I can appreciate that.
But I mean, the 90s, in my opinion, the 80s and 90s, that's where it's at musically.
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's country, rock, what it is. I love 80s and 90s.
Well, let me ask you this. Who was your favorite? Do you have a favorite country music singer? Are they just somebody that you're like, man, I love that guy's stuff?
That's still
Or
alive.
gal? Yeah.
Travis Tritt.
Travis Tritt? Okay, nice.
down.
And then you said they're still alive, so there must be who?
Waylon Jennings.
All right, Waylon Jennings, man. You're getting the deep stuff here. That's awesome. As far as yourself, I know that you mentioned that you have a writer, wrote some good songs for you. Do you write any of your own music at all? I mean, as far as the songs?
Some more stuff right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. What do you get your inspiration from?
Just life stories.
Just life stories?
Yeah, just whatever you have going on.
Yeah.
Family, just work, whatever you have. I mean, sometimes I'm sitting at work and a line will just pop in your head and you got to write it on a napkin.
Right.
Inside my guitar case where I keep my picks and my capo and everything, there's note cards in there that never even got finished.
Man.
So if I took them all out and laid them all across the table, I'm sure to come up with a verse.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say like 2 or 3 albums, but one sick verse though, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you think you got something good, then you sit down and start writing it.
Yeah.
You throw that out. That was no good story.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Man, that's just like life, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you have anything that inspires you in life? Any particular inspirations?
My church, my family.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I've got a lot of support there, and that's what keeps me going.
I would
My
think
wife
so.
and my kids and my church group.
You know, you have to have a supportive family because being on the road like you have to do and things. I can imagine that's probably pretty taxing.
Right, and I got a great team around me too. Max Watson's my right-hand man.
Right on.
Yeah, he plays bass with me. He handles all my social media stuff, built my website. I mean, if I wouldn't have had him, Lord, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Man, I got to tell you, I'm not on your level, but as far as a podcast guy, if I didn't have my team, this would be probably me like recording on a tape recorder or something, you know?
The team's what makes it all happen.
Absolutely.
I'm just the guy that gets his name on the poster. So.
No doubt about it. No, that's awesome. Well, I was going to ask you a couple of things. So we are at the show here.
Yep.
We are at the actual Grand Strand Brewery, and it's super exciting. How did they do with the brew here for you?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Pretty solid.
I'm kind of a light beer guy.
Yeah.
And I asked for the Pilsner. I mean, it tastes great to me.
Right on. Yeah, not a Guinness guy so much. Probably more the.
I'm a light beer guy.
And I know that there are some Guinness fans out there. It's never quite hit me right. You know, I just can't get into it much. But speaking of beer, this is interesting. When I saw you're sponsored by Bud Light.
I am sponsored by Bud Light, yes. And I appreciate all those guys at B&B Distributors and Bud Light for all that they do for me.
Yeah, that's super cool. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to sign this guitar for us?
Oh, absolutely.
This is our custom Country Music Fest guitar. We got one lucky winner at this event is going to win this guitar.
Awesome.
And if you go to our Facebook pages, you can see how to do that, Monarch Roofing Facebook page. But we're excited to get you to sign this thing. So if you would, I'm going to go ahead and pull it off the stand and get you to sign it first.
Yep.
Should you do front or back, guys? Front, back?
I think we do front.
Do it on the front? Yeah, I think so. The back looks so good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this sucker around. We'll just do it just like this for you. You got a fancy pen. You get one of those fancy signatures, one of these country music stars? Yeah, that's all right. Man, that is awesome. So first signature right there. We're super excited to have that. I appreciate you doing that one.
Absolutely.
Where are you headed after you leave CCMF here?
Well, actually, going back to, I think Friday night, I'm back in York, South Carolina.
Okay.
At R&B Pub House.
Nice.
One of my favorite places to play. They opened the doors to me when we did the release party for the single that we got out.
Nice.
And I mean, they just rolled out the red carpet for us. Bud Light went in, they threw the party for us.
Wow.
It's kind of a small place. Don't let that surprise you. I mean,
Yeah.
don't let that fool you. I mean, you go in there and that place, it lights up.
Yeah.
It really does.
Right.
Yeah.
Good fans. Some
Big
of those.
parking lot.
Yeah, big parking lot. Yeah. Do they do tailgates out there and everything? Is it like a football
yeah.
game? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can back the truck up, open the tailgate, and sit there and listen. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'd love to get perspective for the fans. You know, as a performer, you know, when you get in out and you do the music, how do you keep yourself enthused to do the same song time and time again? Do you ever get to a point where you're like, oh man, I just don't want to do this one again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's where the professional part comes in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't ever let them know
Yeah.
that you don't want to do the song.
Yeah.
Because they may have heard you a year ago and haven't seen you since.
Yeah.
So whenever they come out and see you, they say, hey, can you do that song? And they don't realize you've done it every week
Right.
for the last 2 years, 3 years, but they still want to see you do it.
Yeah.
So you do it, and you do it enthusiastically. So,
Yeah, maybe with a little extra flair sometimes just to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. How long have you and your band been together?
well, actually, Max and I have played together for about 3 years.
Okay.
Trent and Jimmy, the drummer and my lead guitar player, they play with a band called Palmetto Drive.
Okay.
and then whenever I need a band, here it goes.
Squeeze it together.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
They have their own thing going too. I mean, and they're phenomenal musicians.
And it's crazy how you guys can just come together like that. It's like, it just come right together and start playing some.
Well, and the cool thing is, the guys are 27 and 28 years old, except for me and Max. But the other guys, I mean, they're real young, but their vast knowledge of country music is way beyond their years.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool that they do. You know, and I love that they're masters of the craft either way. You know, whatever you're gonna do, you got to involve yourself in it deeply. By the way, I'll tell you, as far as masters of the craft, a little backstory. We're wearing our Ryan Vargas t-shirts today. I don't know if you're a NASCAR fan at all.
My brother is.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So we sponsored a NASCAR driver, Ryan Vargas. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
And so when my people came to me and they said, "Hey, we want to sponsor a NASCAR guy," I said, "You know what? I've got to learn the whole history of NASCAR now." So, so here I am. I'm reading about cars and stuff. Probably don't really know that much yet, but it feels good. So
my brother and my sister-in-law, and they took my nephew to the NASCAR race last week in Charlotte.
Right. Oh man, I would have loved to have been at that one. Yeah. It was a good race too.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, it went so late at night. At my company, I'm in bed by the time that race was over, but either way.
I've become quite a night owl here lately.
I bet you have. Yeah, you got to be. Well, Greg, we can find you on gregparrishmusic.com.
Yes.
Where else can people find you at?
On Facebook, Greg Parrish Music. I've got a YouTube channel, which is Greg Parrish Music. Instagram, Greg Parrish Music 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Doggone you, Instagram.
No.
Did you find the Greg Parrish Music, the original guy?
Well, it was mine, and then it got hacked.
Oh, my
gosh. I had to go and do Greg Parrish Music 1.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, Greg, it's been.
Love hackers.
Yeah, you do. You know, they make life interesting in some weird way.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great having you on.
Thank you for having me.
We're looking forward to seeing you performing. We'll be out here all weekend, and definitely good luck with everything. All right.
I appreciate you. Thank
you
so much, guys.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And we'll be back after our next break. And we're back with Crowning Connections, Rob Clemens. This is the Carolina Country Music Festival edition. So we're super excited. We got guitars, we got the Grand Strand Brewery, and we have none other than Hunter Holland, one of the performers, man. Welcome to the show.
Man. Nice to meet you.
Man,
nice to be here. This is a great opportunity and super awesome time, I believe it's going to be. We're looking forward to being here and everything that it kind of entails.
Yeah, man. I knew Hunter was going to be cool because we did a little pre-show conversation. He was like, I'm even going to dress up nice for this. So I appreciate, he told me he was going to be board shorts and flip-flops otherwise. So you came in,
Trying not to wear the Crocs or Hey-Dudes, and some raggedy shorts. Mom told me I had to be prepared. So.
Hey, your mom taught you well? Is that?
Mom and Daddy, one of the two.
I got you. All
right. A little bit of both. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. This is a great opportunity. We're looking forward to everything here, the music and the activities, just the festivities, kind of being here together with family and friends and playing a lot of great music. Seeing a lot of awesome artists.
Man, it's such a good, it's got to be a good time for you because you're a fan of country music too.
Oh, yeah, I grew up in it. Kind of have roots in almost everything 90s, 2000 country. So anywhere from Jody Mesa to Bryan Adams to Jason Aldean.
Okay.
Kind of the whole 9 yards.
Jason Aldean's here at this show, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what nights he's here. Yeah. I do know he's here though. So excited to see him. I think all the big headliners, Keith Urban, Riley, Luke, Brian, and a few other ones. So excited to be in the mix and kind of play some music.
It's kind of cool. You know how sometimes you'll hear about these pro football players and when they get into a certain game, they'll see Tom Brady and they run over and get the autograph.
Oh, yeah.
Do you do that at all? I mean,
no, I try to
play it cool.
Just leave people alone. I mean, I feel like, good Lord above will have everything ironed out when it's meant to be and kind of work it out. I do love all the artists here though. I mean, Jason Aldean's super cool.
Yeah.
I really love his music and his roots and everything he stands for, so that's something kind of cool. Hopefully bump arms with him somewhere behind the stages or something.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. Yeah, at least a passing acknowledgement.
Oh, yeah.
I got you. So you're from Clemson, man. You're like a local guy.
So I grew up in Irmo, South Carolina. I lived on the Broad River. Grew up with all my buddies. Wasn't really planning to go to college. Didn't really have college in the mix. And my dad said, just go to Midlands Tech and kind of go from there. And this was junior to senior year in high school. And one of my ag teachers, Kevin Sox, just told me, he was like, hey man, you kind of fit the bill. I think you'd have a good time in Clemson. I know you like playing music. There's definitely a little bit of a small music scene up there. And it was just something that was like, it kind of felt near to me. Like I felt like I needed to give it a try. So I went up with some of my best friends. My freshman year of college, I was in Midlands. Wasn't doing well, didn't really enjoy the atmosphere, the environment, and that kind of stuff. And one of my buddies, Chandler French, calls me and was like, hey man, come up and just come up here for the weekend. So I went up there for the weekend. I'd been to Clemson a bunch. My dad's got some family in Anderson, which is neighboring to Clemson. So we'd been up there a little bit and wasn't really sure kind of what anything entailed outside of Anderson. So I went up there, spent the weekend with him, had a great time. And went to Clemson, and it's just kind of began since there. And
popped off.
Spent an extra year there. I loved it. It was fun. We had a wonderful time.
So good. Are you a Clemson Tigers fan?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
As soon as I got there and got in the mix and like spent all the time football games and playing parties and weddings and just everything in Clemson is just. It's got its own little family, and it's such a niche and great niche.
It's cool, but it's got to be tough. Like when you're out here, it's like I'm a Clemson Tigers fan, but like half the people are also Gamecocks fans, so you got to be a little careful, right?
Oh yeah, my dad is huge Gamecocks. My mom is huge Tigers. So
okay.
We got a divided house. We tread lightly,
A house divided.
Yeah. Recently we've been kind of lucky. Well, good in the past few years. Right? We didn't have to worry too much about it. But USC's hyping it up now. They got some stuff going on. So.
Man, they do, man. It looks like a good season ahead. Well, so I read a little something on you, and you got some great stuff going on. You had the EP A Day You Live For. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this musical career of yours, I read something about it started on a sort of like on a bet or something like that. Tell me about that.
So I just moved up to Clemson and up there, and I kind of just started going to Tri-County. It was another technical college right outside neighboring. And I've been bumping arms in a class that I had with a guy. Everybody hated the class, but we all had a great time together.
Right.
So it was one of those like, I dread going, but we're excited to be there. Went to the class, and I'd been bumping arms and sitting next to a buddy of mine who ended up playing guitar for me for about 4 years. And he was like, hey, we messed around the other night playing music, karaoke at a bar in Clemson. And they were like, they wanted him to come back the next Friday night. Had no sound system, one guitar, no lights.
Right.
He was like, I need some help.
Yeah.
He was like, I heard you play music and sing. And I was like, I do a little bit of it. So I went to his house that night, and they were like, man, I bet you won't play, so-and-so and hang out with us and go do that Friday. And I was like, I think it was like a Monday when we were in class or Tuesday when we were in class, and we were playing Friday. Had no set list.
Whoa.
No songs, like nothing.
Good Lord, man.
We went up there, and he and I practiced a little bit, religiously.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Oh, boy.
Friday we got out of class, 12 or 1, went up there and played a little show for probably 40 or 50 people, and we played probably 3 hours.
Really?
I bet we played the first set 2 or 3 times, but everybody was loving it. So
dude, a guy has some musical talent when he can just like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go do this, and then you play a 3-hour set all of a sudden.
I don't know, man. I think it was just the stars lining up.
Yeah.
It worked out. It was a really cool thing. Very appreciative of everything that's happened and kind of the road and the journey that I've been on. It's been very, very cool. I feel like the Lord's put me in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, and it's just been something that I truly cherish. And I love doing it, man. It's a great thing.
I mean, I've heard your stuff. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
Do you have anybody that you emulate in the business? Is there anybody you say, like, this is kind of my style?
I don't know. I feel my energy on stage is comparable to like a Southern rock show almost.
Okay, yeah.
I love the energy and high intensity. And when we're playing, in any of the bars, we did a lot of traveling 2 or 3 years ago, or about 1 to 2 years ago. We were doing Statesboro, Georgia, Atlanta, Buckhead, Georgia, Clemson, Columbia. So we were doing a bunch of runs, and it just felt like every time we got on stage, like the camaraderie the guys had with me and traveling and kind of the whole deal. And the people there, the music, it just all connected. It was something that was just a wonderful experience.
It's almost like it's meant to be the way this goes, man.
I swear,
Yeah.
we always look back and laugh because it wasn't something any of us were planning on doing. And
Yeah, it's not like you were like 7 years old and I'm going to be a country music singer one day. It wasn't that. It was more like, hey, it just came.
When I was growing up, I always kind of had music in the house. Mom always had, George Strait on or, whoever it may have been at the time. And it was always something like, sing a little bit and play a little bit of guitar later on in my years of high school. And it just panned out to be something really cool. I really didn't have much interest in it young. I was playing a little bit of ball and riding four-wheelers and that kind of stuff outside, and I never really had the drive to do it, I guess I should say.
That's interesting you say that. So if I went back and I talked to 14-year-old you, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Oh, I'd definitely be outside, probably with a bunch of buddies doing something I shouldn't be doing. Riding on somebody else's
Oh man, thank God for country music then.
Really, it was an experience that, every little thing in your life points you to make you who you are. And I think it worked out, man. It's doing great.
I'd say it worked out. You're on a big stage this weekend, Carolina Country Music Festival, you got a lot of people coming in for this, and it's kind of a big deal. Let me ask you about this. So you're fairly young to the game. I mean, you've been doing this for a few years now, but we're talking to some people who've been doing it for 20 years. Do you ever get any nerves, like before you get on in front of the crowd?
I mean, I think it's like a nervous, but it's a little nerve. It's a good nerve.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get it, I feel like every time that I haven't been nervous, it's a boring show.
Wow.
It's like, not a boring show.
No, I know what you mean.
Not something that's there. You gotta have a little nerves, keep it on your toes, keep you something, kind of keep it together, keep it fun. So it's one of those things that kind of makes the whole get up.
I can appreciate that because whenever I'm doing public speaking, if I go in, I got just a little bit of butterfly. It's not like scared or nervous. It's more like an energy that you got to let out. So, I totally appreciate that. So I saw on some of your cover stuff that, it looked like you play the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
You play anything else other than guitar or,
No, I dabble in like whatever the guy, we'll all be setting up or, sound checking or whatever. And we'll all hop on each other's instruments from time to time. But, no, I try to stay in my lane. I let them do their thing.
Right.
I lead the band and write and play and kind of lead and direct the show. But other than that, they really are the ones that make it all work.
That makes sense to me. Do you have a favorite song that you're doing right now? Is there any one song that you just start singing? You're like, man, I love singing this one.
I was gonna say probably "Can't You See?" It's like a classic. Marshall Tucker Band put it out many years ago, and it's something that I don't know. I love the feel of it. I love everything about the song. I love, the whole, everything.
Just makes you feel good doing it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, we'll play it and everybody's like, wow. Because a lot of times we're playing in crowds that are very young.
Yeah.
With 5 or 10 or, X number of older folk in there. And so when they hear it, it's like they kind of are able to connect with me on a different level than somebody who's 18 in a college town bar or something like that.
Yeah, right on.
It's cool.
Does when you're doing your shows, do you do any requests? Like, so could somebody say, "Hey, play some Foghat or something"?
We do. I usually have a pretty set list that we go off of. Probably, a number of songs and then our originals and that kind of stuff. Every now and then, somebody will yell something, and it's like, "All right, that's it." Let's play that. But it's all just got to kind of line up and work out.
Gotcha. Sounds good. So what's next for you? You're playing CCMF this weekend. That's going to be amazing. What else is up next in your career?
Continue doing this, man. I'm working on moving to Nashville. I don't know when, to what extent. I'm going to get there. I've actually got my pilot's license as well.
Wow.
So I do that kind of a little bit on the side. I love music. I love flying. So it's kind of a split right now. But I'm working on getting to Nashville and being able to write with. A good bit of my band is up there.
Right on.
And so a lot of those guys are already kind of interconnected. One of my best friends is up there already. And so he's like, dude, you got to get here. You got to get here.
Yeah.
We got to get writing and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a new chapter and a kind of a new thing.
So when, you know, and you're doing great in your career, if you ever get to a certain level, will you still fly yourself to your performances across country?
I don't know. My dad's a pilot, so I may just sit back and let him do it.
Right. Well, you know, you get to a point you can't fly your own plane. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I love doing it.
Yeah.
It's not something. It's something that I love and something that I can see myself doing, but managing both of them would be a little bit much. So.
I understand that. So you came from across the state. One thing that I loved when we were talking beforehand, he stopped in Andrews last night, and I was like, man, what are you doing in Andrews? Got to stop by and see his girlfriend, though. So I was like, because I was trying to figure out what is going on in Andrews, man. I've been there.
It's a little dot on the map, that's for sure.
I got family in Andrews, so nobody get mad at me later. You know,
wonderful place. I love it.
Yeah.
Her whole entire family's from there, and I was driving through, and I was like, man, I can stop and see everybody. You know,
Heck
it's
yeah,
not
man.
much that I'm down here on the coast usually. Usually we're up or south or north, but never, you know, southeast. So it's good to be here. It's going to be a wonderful time, man. We're so excited.
Such an exciting thing. We're definitely looking forward to hearing you. And you're so authentic. You know, I get to know people a little bit as I'm talking to them, man. I can see it in your heart. I think you're going to go a long way with this. And we're blessed to have you on today for sure. How can the fans find you? YouTube, Facebook, where?
So we're on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm working kind of and building a kind of a more elaborate, I guess you could say, platform for everybody to kind of either be pushed to one way or another, just to be able to find me. But I am on Facebook. It's going to be Hunter Holland. And then Instagram is the Hunter Holland Band.
Nice.
So, excuse me, sorry. I've been up late practicing a little bit.
Hey, we want that, man.
Hey,
we want to hear a
yeah.
good performance. You know, no, that's super
it.
cool. Well, I'll tell you a couple of fun things we have at the show. We do have this guitar. This is going to go to a lucky winner at the show. And we would love to get you to sign this for us if you could, man. That would be super cool.
Absolutely.
Another thing, we talked a little bit yesterday about the troops. You know, I know you said they're near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely.
So you'll be happy to know we are doing our Roof for Troops giveaway this weekend. So one lucky veteran gets a roof, a free roof this year. We're going to redo his house.
Take that out, kind of.
Man, I tell you what, we're so blessed. We have a partnership with GAF. They're the manufacturer. And what we do is each year we get some nominations. This particular guy was nominated. He's been, you know, in the military. He's helped the veterans after the war. So he actually literally has gone out to help the veteran community. We just saw it and said, man, he's our guy, you know?
He is the one.
And he likes country music. So we thought, you know, hey, this is a win-win, you know?
Getting the twofer, man. I love it.
All right, brother. Well, hey, thank you for being on the show today, man.
Yeah, man.
You got
Thank you
beautiful
very much.
stuff. We love your music. And we'll see you this weekend, right?
Appreciate it very much. Yes, sir. Come on out.
All right.
Stage.
This is Rob Clemens, Crowning Connections. We'll see you after a break. Welcome to Crowning Connections with Rob Clemens. This is our special Carolina Country Music Fest edition. We're so excited. We've had so many big stars here. It is Friday, and this is a big day of the show because I am greeted by none other than Warrick McZeke, and he is going to be here to talk about what he's got going on in the show, talk about some of his successes in the industries. Not to set you up too strong for that, right? But my man is from Loris, South Carolina, so welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Man, it's
Rob.
good to have you here, man. It's crazy. So one thing that inspired me about you is that you are a local guy, and I know you take some South Carolina pride, so I definitely am excited about that. But if you would, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little backstory.
Yeah, I mean, pride is it, you know. I was talking to some friends yesterday, and they're like, man, you pump your hometown all the time. Your hometown is what makes you. So, like, I mean, the people, the family that's around, that's what made me. And so Loris is my hometown, and to be able to come back and participate in this festival year in and year out has just been a blessing for me. You know, I don't know what I've done to receive that accolade, but I know I don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
And so every opportunity to just get out there and be a part of the crowd and, you know, just show who I am and where I'm from, that's what it's about.
Man, that's super cool, man. When you come back to Loris and back to the area, you still have a lot of friends and family out here?
Yeah. Yeah. So home is home. Everybody's there. My mom's a product of 12. My dad's a product of 10.
Woo.
So, yeah, you know,
Now,
Babysitters for the kids this weekend.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. How many, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, so I have a brother.
Okay.
And I have a stepbrother, half brother, half sister.
You know what's cool about that? It's like both your mom and your dad, they had a bunch of brothers and sisters. They're like, we're not going to do that to you. We'll keep it to one. Or
And that's what we decided to do. We have 2 little ones, and I think we want to stop right there.
No, I'm going to tell you, your little ones, my staff, the ladies especially, they thought your little ones were so cute. So well done. You and your
charmers.
wife.
They're charmers.
They're charmers.
I need their hair. Clearly, I'm starting to recede. So, if I could have their hair, that would be amazing.
Oh, man.
They're 5 stars. And from a music standpoint, I look back through their eyes and I reflect back on me actually seeing myself doing the things that they're doing with me through my dad. He was a musician in the genre of gospel music.
Okay.
And so, I would mimic things that he would do, and I'm now seeing that in my oldest.
Yeah.
He'll be at practice, zoned in on the drums, zoned in on the guitar players, and the next thing you know, he's upstairs on his drums doing.
Are you serious?
Guitar strumming.
Man.
At 2.5, he'll be 3 at the end of the month. It's just so amazing to see that.
Dude, is your wife also musically inclined, or where?
She is who allows me to get my history in country music. I'd say, like, she's big time into country music, and so when I'm learning covers to cover during shows, she's like my teacher. She's whipping it out. That's not the word. That's not the word. That's not the word. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be the same word. I'm trying to embellish it a little bit, give it my own little spin. But no, you have to present it this way.
No, you got to do it.
All right, cool. That's cool.
Hey, isn't that part of the beauty of a good cover, though? You throw your little inflections in and stuff, right?
I want that, and so that's what we're hoping to achieve this weekend too, with some of the covers that we'll be doing.
Super cool.
She definitely has a musical ear, and Miss Absolutely, the song that actually put me on the map.
Absolutely.
That came from she and I sitting at the table, banging out a song one night, she was my co-writer on that song.
Man, and I wanted to go there because, this was kind of like a little famous history of CCMF. A lot of people come here and they want to do special events. It's a special weekend. And so you had this little thing you did a few years back where you brought her up on stage. This is actually how you proposed to her, right?
This is it, yeah. And ironically, this is the 5-year anniversary of that.
Whoa, okay.
So, the year the festival was created, 2015.
Yeah.
Bob Durkins, that puts it on, is a good friend of mine. And the year that was over, he came to Charleston. He's like, hey, your boy Lee is going to be playing in 2015 or 2017. So I just started dating Josie, and I'm like, hey, if I'm still dating her in 2 years, I'm going to ask Lee if I can jump on stage with him and propose. So, I had to stay patient with that for 2 years and keep her patient and grounded with that. And as it would happen, I asked him the year leading up to that, and he was like, yeah, sure. And once he said, yeah, sure, I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to do this.
Man, I don't care who you are and how cool you are, and you're a cool guy, but you had to have a little nerves doing that.
It was crazy. So we did that on a Saturday. Friday night, Darius played at the same time slot as him on Saturday. So mentally, I'm like, okay, let me just get up there and see what it's going to look like Saturday night at that time slot. And I looked out, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. And so when it happened, the last thought that was on my mind before I hit the stage was don't trip over the gauge wire.
That's right.
You know?
You gotta start with the basics, man.
Gauge wire,
right.
And it all just went perfectly from there. It's a story made for the ages.
It's an amazing story and way more romantic than my proposal to my wife, which we won't even talk about that today.
I'm sure yours is great.
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, don't ever talk to my wife; she'll laugh at you. But so here's the next thing. So when she said "I do," she didn't just say like, "Oh yes, I will."
Yeah.
She said,
she grabbed the mic. She said, "I will absolutely marry you." And tears started flowing from people's face, I guess. I'm like, hold it in, Warrick, you're good. And
the ladies back over here, when you just said that, they were like, oh. You can tell them, I should have done that too. It would have been good for and that's where the song Miss Absolutely came from.
Yeah, and kind of how that all began to develop after that was, at that time, music was not even a thing. I'm a speech pathologist by background.
Okay.
So that's my 9 to 5 still.
Wow.
That's the job that pays for the music to continue to do what it does. And so we were going to a buddy's wedding, and on our way back, we were listening to the radio, and there was a commercial that came on for Nash Next. It said, do you have what it takes to be Nashville's next big country music star? And so I was like, oh, when I get back to work on Monday, I'll look it up and see what it is. I thought it would be something kind of like The Voice or something.
Yeah.
And that had not been the case. I got back to work on Monday. I forgot, but I got a text message from Josie with the link. And when I opened it up, and we didn't even talk about this. When we were driving, we both heard this commercial, but we didn't say anything. So I opened it up and I saw that the qualification said you had to have your own music, be your own band, blah, 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 blah. And I had none of those.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I put it away. A month later, she's like, hey, did you ever do anything with that show that I sent to you? I said, well, you know, I don't have my own music. And so she went upstairs, I went upstairs, I got restless, she had fallen asleep. So I walked downstairs, and when I hit the last step, like as I tell the story, it's the reality. Like God spoke to me, and He said, you know, you should write a country music song.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, God. I'm looking around. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna write a country music song, like, what do I need? Like, what do country fans do? I'm like, oh, beer. Let me go get some beer.
You start with the basics. You got the beer and the
beer. Check. No, there was no beer in the refrigerator, so I was like, all right, liquor cabinet. So I go and there's a little bit of Jack Daniels. I put it on the table.
Yeah.
I get a glass, a ball of ice.
Yeah.
Poured a little bit in there, and I wrote the word Miss Absolutely down, like out of the blue.
Wow.
And so like I started banging on the table. A melody came to head. I'm banging. She wakes up. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to write a song. The deadline is tomorrow to submit the song.
Oh, man.
And so we're banging on the table. We're calling her sister. I'm trying to come up with words lost. Her sister's trying to throw words. I'm like, it's not working out with you, sister. With your sister-in-law, because she's not like in the moment for what we were trying to accomplish. Yeah. But we ended up finishing it that night, recording it on my iPhone, submitted it the next day. To make sure that they had gotten it, I called the station. And when I called the station manager actually answered. He said, tell me a little bit about yourself and the song. Told him. A week later, they were playing my iPhone recording on the radio.
No way.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?
Right?
And then 2 weeks later, they were asking me to open up for Trick Tomlinson.
My gosh, man. Do you even remember the lyrics at that point yet? You know?
I had to write them down myself. So,
right.
So that's kind of how it all started. And from there, I put a band together at the last minute. And we ended up winning that competition at the regional level. Man, and
well
then
done.
Continue on for the nationals because small print said you should consult a lawyer. Yeah. So hired an entertainment lawyer to read through the contract, and he was like, so here's what this does. They can theoretically just take this song from you and you have no say in it. You should try to just get it recorded on your own and see what it does. And that's kind of what we begin to do. He was like, you can try to sell it off to somebody, you know, it's a catchy tune. Or you can just try to record it. And so I tried to record it and put that out, and later on 4 more songs accompanied that, and put out my first EP.
Man, it's so cool, man. What a success story.
Yeah.
You should be proud. And the coolest thing about it is, too, you look at the way you and your wife came together to make that happen, man. You sound like a heck of a team.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And we're still doing it, clearly. 2 kids, but we're done out the
Super cool, man. I love it. That's right. Now, you got songs that you can write about your kids. So you got all kinds of stuff going.
You know, that's the hardest one. You know, like when my son was first born, I'm like, oh, I'm going to knock a firstborn son out. Right. Still haven't done it yet.
Oh, yeah, well.
You know, it'll come with time. You know?
It probably happens organically, like put that toy back in the box. That could be a song right there, right? No.
That toy back in the box.
Let me grab the guitar, right? Hey, if that makes it, you guys heard it here first.
Yeah, you got it, Rob. Songwriting credits.
That's what I was doing. That's my gift. No. Well, listen, man. One thing that you just did, and you're so good, and I found a lot of it as I talked to you guys, and not to lump everybody together, but the country music crowd, man, you guys are a good, like humble group, and just the way talking to you, you're such a natural guy. But you passed over something so fast a minute ago. I don't even know if the people caught it. You said my roommate Lee, my college roommate Lee, and Lee's gonna do this. He's talking of none other than Lee Brice. So I mean, this guy's kind of a big deal, right?
Center's very own.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, it's really cool. But the fact that you guys were college roommates, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. Were you guys ever just like sitting back in there, just like making magic?
I turned my housing application in late to Clemson.
Okay.
And what that afforded me was the opportunity not to live in Johnstown.
Oh, yeah.
Freshman dormitory.
Right.
So I got to stay at the Clemson house. Rest in peace, Clemson house. They just tore it down a year ago.
Man.
But I was paired with 3 guys that had already known each other, and here I come in, and one happened to be Lee Brice before he was Lee Brice. He was playing football. he had a guitar when I showed up. I bought a keyboard.
All right.
I still don't know how to play that keyboard. But, you know, he would play his guitar. He would go in the stairwell. People would come around and he'd play for him. That's where my attraction to country music evolved a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, before, I just couldn't really find myself getting into that genre. Reba McEntire was kind of like who I knew as a staple piece for me.
I got you.
Direction One, she had that show Reba out at the time, so she was front and center for me. So that was association. But then Lee was a big Garth Brooks fan, so I started appreciating him. Diamond Rio was somebody else that I listened to a lot, and so all those bands I started taking notice to and like appreciating the genre even more. And he would leave that next semester, and I had no idea what happened to him. 10 years later, I'm living in Charleston. I knew that he had hurt his knee, so I thought that he just like pulled out of school, what have you. But I'm living in Charleston 10 years later, and I get a phone call from a Nashville number, and they're like, "Hey, it's Lee." I'm like, "Lee." It's like, "Lee Bryce, your old college roommate at Clemson." I'm like, "Oh, what's going on, man? What are you doing?"
Right?
It's like, "I'm playing a show at the Music Farm." And so he's like, "You should come out." So I go. I'm like, playing a show, Music Farm. All right, I know what the Music Farm is.
Right.
And I get there, the place is packed. He's there singing. I'm like, what in the hell, man? Like, what? When did this
what
all
happened?
you know?
Right.
And so, you know, flash forward, he chased his dream after he got injured in football. You know, he'd gone to Nashville and never looked back.
Man. So cool, man. I need to check in with my old college roommates, see what they're up to. You know, I have a feeling they're not like famous or anything. But
you're famous, Rob. Yours are trying to look out for
that's
you right
true.
now.
I need to start calling my college roommate. Man. That's funny, man. Well, so a little bit of quick talk here. So we were talking beforehand about your Clemson allegiance. Now, of course, this is a dangerous territory because you know half the people are Clemson, half the people are South Carolina. You got a unique story.
Well, you know, you talk about that allegiance, you know, you talk about houses being divided. I grew up a Carolina fan. My brother was a Clemson fan, so we had the little helmets and things that you would have as kids to pretend to be football players back then. And so that's how I grew up until the day that I went to Clemson and I was in orientation and the guy was there, "Your blood is gonna bleed orange." And I'm like, yeah.
Is that what he sounded like, by the way?
I was like Mr. Dewey off of whatever it is, like TV show.
Right.
Boy Meets World or whatever
There
the
you
show
go.
was.
Yeah. That was a good impression, too. Yeah.
Your blood is gonna bleed orange after you leave here, you know? And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. Next thing you know, national championship.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the timing was
front
perfect.
And center, man. Front and center, you know. Everything Clemson, I love it. You know, football team, thankfully, is doing really well right now. Hopefully, baseball team can get it together here pretty soon. You know, they're looking for a new coach. Basketball team, you know, just tighten some things up.
Hey, it's all good, you know, and even and you know to throw back the other stuff, USC looking pretty good this year too, you know. So I think it's going to be.
I mean, they're not going to do anything with the rivalry that's going on. You know, but you know, it's good to see them do well and be hopeful for that November 26th date. You know?
Exactly. You know? Well, and two, you know, you being a local fella and all, you still got to pull for CCU a little bit too, right? We got some shots, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I actually consider myself an alumni.
Oh, okay.
Of CCU, you know, because I guess what I learned at Clemson, the day that you take your first class, you're an alumni.
Oh,
so I did a summer school at Coastal.
All right.
I'm an alumnus.
He's a CCU.
I am a Chanticleer.
Hey, well, you know, Sean's up, baby. That's awesome. Well, look, you know, you've been amazing to talk to today. What do you have coming up next? I mean, what's next for you and your?
Yeah, so, you know, we're finishing out this festival and, you know, we're starting to throw some dates out on the calendar for June, July, moving through. Got some new music coming out. So we were hoping to get it out within the next 2 weeks. I think we're still on track for that. The song's going to be called Show Me the Girl. Best thing is that we're going to play that this weekend.
Nice.
And, you know, just finally starting to come out of this, you know, pandemic. And we're still in it.
Yeah.
You know, we all still have to remain very cognizant of it. But, you know, just glad to finally be getting back to music.
Man, that's so cool. And you know, to see you coming out here and doing some music for us, some new music.
Yeah.
You'll be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. And by the way, one other thing, this didn't slip my mind. So this is the 5-year anniversary with the so you must have something. I'm wondering what you got up your sleeve. I know you can't tell me.
Hey,
but
Saturday night is going to be electric.
Okay. Oh boy.
Today is going to be cool, but Saturday night at 8 o'clock, We're gonna have a good time.
Hey, you know what? I gotta tell you, Saturday's gonna be a big day for us too. We're giving out our each year we give out a Roof for Troops winner. So we take a veteran of the military, we pick one, and we do a free roof for him. And this guy, he earned it. So we're excited. We're gonna be announcing that at 5 o'clock on Saturday. So Saturday's a big day.
Hey, shouts
5
out to
o'clock.
all the veterans.
Yeah,
Like, they allow us to do what we're doing right now. Like,
absolutely.
that's near and dear to the heart. I am too much of a wuss to enroll in the military.
Hey, pick your gifts, baby.
Yeah,
pick your gifts. You know.
I think I would have took a hand off if they would have been enlisting people. You know?
Right.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, Warrick, man, you've been so great to talk to. I wish you the best this weekend. We'll be cheering you on while you're going. And check him out tonight. Check him out the whole weekend. Warrick McZeke. Appreciate
Rob,
you, buddy.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right.
Y'all take care.
And we'll see you guys next time on Crown of Connections. Welcome back to Crown of Connections with Rob Clemens. We are over here at the Carolina Country Music Fest. It is the big event here for country music in South Carolina. Sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're sweating if you didn't know it was sunny. Woo. That's our proof. I'm here with Frank Ray, my good friend here. He is one of the performers here and got some amazing stuff. So we're gonna talk with you a little bit. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Man, are you, how's it feel to be in Myrtle Beach right now? I mean, is it just like the most exciting thing? Or
It's incredible, man. That's one of the things about touring and getting to travel all across the country is just you get to see different spots. But Myrtle Beach is definitely one of my favorite places to come. I actually write a bunch of songs out in my producer's place in Myrtle's Inlet.
Oh, so right on, okay.
Definitely familiar with the area. Got some she crab soup in me. We're getting
that is one thing we got like the best of here.
That's right,
you know?
man.
We got golf and she crab soup, and then country music. right, fair enough.
Hey,
we might have to go on the road together, man.
I know, that's incredible.
I know, it's super cool. Well, you know, you've done a lot of great things. You're from New Mexico originally. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man, from Las Cruces, New Mexico, so down in the Southwest. And I spent 10 years of my life there as a police officer. But after a while, I got tired of chasing bad guys. So I traded in the gun for a guitar.
All right.
Here I am, man. But I quit about 5 years ago. And we've just kind of been pedal to the metal ever since, man. Just trying to do the thing. And, I got a record deal and moved out to Nashville, and here we are.
Man, making some major stuff happen for just 5 years. That's amazing progress. Yeah. You still talk to all your old friends at the police force and kind of see what they're up to?
I kind of started retiring or moved to different departments, but I do have some colleagues back there, and every time I get to go back home, I always go to the police department and make sure everyone's doing all right.
Man, super cool. Well, we appreciate that service too, man. We always want to remember to thank those.
Absolutely.
So you got some big songs out there. Tell me about how you got to this point. Like, what are your things you're most proud of at this point in your career?
Oh man, I'm probably most excited. I'm proud of like you said, 5 years is lightning speed when it comes to the music industry. Yeah. Things kind of move like molasses, but when it works, man. And that's one thing that when I set out to do this, I didn't know what it was. I was just really taking a gamble. I didn't know what it was going to be, what it was going to turn into, but I just knew I had to put my best foot forward and success for my family. You know what I mean? And so I'm definitely most proud of what we've accomplished so far in the time that we've done it. But I'm most excited about new music that we're about to put out. We'll play some new songs tonight. Oh yeah, you guys get first dibs. You can't find it anywhere, so the only place you can catch is right here at Carolina Country Music Festival. It's a good time, but that album should be dropping sometime in August, and so it's gonna be really cool to look forward to that.
Dropping in August, yeah, and you guys have to show up tonight. That's a big part of this. We want to make sure that everybody comes in, catches Frank Ray out here. Now let's talk a little bit about your career. You've had some amazing success, and I feel like you have this vibe, like you have this little bit of a Latin American vibe, a little bit of it, and that shows in your music, man. People have just really taken to that. Yeah. So you've opened a lot of doors like that. You even had the show that you were on USA. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Oh yeah, man. So when it comes to the Latin vibes, it's definitely something that we knew was going to differentiate ourselves. And it's not necessarily a new idea in country music, right? Mexican music and country music have always gone hand in hand, but it's been a long time since there's been a Hispanic artist that's emerged in the genre. And so I'm proud to be able to kind of carry the torch for the culture and put some Latin spice into country music, man. That's what we're doing. But Real Country was a great way to kind of put my foot in the door and get some national exposure and kind of put our name on the map. And that was awesome, man. It was Travis Tritt, Jake Owen, Shania Twain
Boy.
were all judges, and it was a great time, man. I remember backstage, Shania Twain was back there. She was just like, Frank, I loved your set. Like, you killed it. I'm rooting for you, bud. And I was like, did you just say that to me?
Oh, right,
And
right.
then she
That's
drove
crazy.
away in her, in her vehicle, and she was just like, "Go, Frank!" And I was like, "That's
Man.
Shania Twain."
You're like,
That just
Shania
happened.
Twain is saying, see you later. I mean,
know,
come on, man.
And I just take those moments like that to just make this whole thing worthwhile.
Dude, that's so cool. Did they ever give you any feedback that you have still taken with you to this day?
No, not necessarily,
Yeah?
man. Not necessarily. I mean, it was a lot of positive reinforcement. It was really cool. I remember my first song that I did Tim McGraw's "I Like It, I Love It."
Right.
And Jake and Shania and everybody were just like, "Dude, you are tour ready." Like,
Wow,
how long have you
that's
been
cool.
playing? I was just like, "This is just what I want to do." You know what I
Right.
mean? So we pride ourselves on entertaining people. People come out here to spend good money to have a good time, man. So
Yeah.
that's what we try to deliver. And they get every ounce of sweat that I got in me.
Right. And there's plenty of that today.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm landscaping now.
Yeah. We're gonna have to cut the grass here in a little bit,
Oh,
man. It'll be
man, I'm a
great.
pro, bro, if you need it.
So tell me about when you wrote some great songs.
Yep.
I want to do them justice. I'm saying Streetlights.
Streetlights.
That was a big one.
Country Look Good on You.
Yeah,
is
Country
our-
Look Good on You.
Yeah, Country Look Good on You is our current radio single.
Yeah.
And it's climbing, man. Every time
Boy.
I think that it might take a dip or something, it gets some new wings, and country radio is really starting to convert it. We're starting to get some great rotation, and it's sitting at number 21 right now on the on the hot country charts.
Man,
So,
congratulations
good,
on
man.
that,
Yeah,
dude. That's
brother.
crazy.
Yeah, man.
Well, as far as it goes with your songs, do you write your own lyrics and stuff, or how's that go?
Yeah, man. Actually, when I was writing everything by myself until I moved to Nashville, and that's where you really start to kind of dive into the world of co-writing, which was a new experience for me. But I don't ever see myself writing alone ever again, because
Right.
you can have an idea and then you throw it out there, and you thought it was maybe this approach, and then a different perspective would be like, hey, what if it's this? And you're like, oh, that's great. So you bounce ideas off each other all the time. And just people with different experiences, different walks of life, and they're just like, well, this is what it means to me. And I'm like, well, cool, let's go that route, because I like your hook better. You know what I
Dig that,
mean?
man. I dig that.
It's a great time.
It's like anything else in life, man. The collaboration's what makes things great.
Yeah, man.
Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. What's your favorite music? Do you have a certain genre you like? Is country music your thing? Do you have a
Yeah, it's so crazy. People ask me all the time, like, hey, what's on your playlist or whatever? And I'm such a hypocrite, because I'm like, hey, go, share my song and add it to your library or whatever. But they're just like, what's on your playlist? And I'm just like 90s country, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
90s
just
country,
put on
all
like
right.
90s country,
Yeah.
and it's not even today's country, so I don't even listen to my own stuff, right? I
Right.
just put on 90s country. We'll crack the grill, get the grill going, crack open some beers, and just have a good time, man.
You just said something I never even thought of. Like, is it taboo, or is it like bad form to play your own music and pump it while you're driving?
Listen, I do that whenever I get the mixes and I want to see what it sounds like, but after a while, I'm just like, all right, I've heard it 1,000 times.
I mean, yeah, right. I'll hear it tonight when I'm playing it. It's all good. Yeah.
But yeah, some people just maybe some people love the sound of their own voice. I don't know. I can imagine Chris Stapleton's probably like, dang, that sounds good.
that sounds so
that.
good. Let's
Yeah.
play that one again. Yeah. So, as far as yourself, what's next for you? I know you got the new album dropping. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? I mean,
Oh man, right now we're trying to collaborate with some of the A-list artists, Jake Owen or anybody that we've kind of built relationships with. That maybe we open up a touring schedule, you know what I mean, and jump on a major tour with an artist. And as of right now, we got our tour, we got some radio stuff we're doing, so we're bouncing all over the place. And it'd be nice to just kind of get on a set tour and just have a thing. That way I can tell my wife, hey, this is where I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Right now it's just like, I don't know where I'm gonna be.
Right. I'll be somewhere in America, probably.
Yeah. She rolls down the fort and she's just like, whatever. She stopped asking me questions because she's like, I never know what you're doing. But so I'm looking forward to maybe in the near future getting on a major tour. And hopefully the song continues to climb up the charts, and we got a big hit on our hands, and we'll see, man. But yeah, definitely, like I said, just carrying the torch for the culture and hoping to make a big splash in country music and represent, and I don't know, maybe walk away with some awards or something. We'll see.
I mean, it sounds like it
doesn't happen without your guys' support. So come on, get you something.
Yeah. Come out tonight. Hear some songs for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like special. Now I'm excited. I'm even more excited than I was at the beginning. So now you got me going.
Sneak peek for y'all.
Yeah,
man. It's
cool.
gonna be good.
Let me ask you this, and there's a lot of people, they're gonna see you, they see the success, the songs, everything that you've done. What would you say is your inspiration? I mean, is there anything that drives you, that makes you what you are?
Sure, that's my family, man.
Yeah.
Like 100%, hands down. I'm a big family man. I got like I said, I give all the credit to my wife. She holds down the fort while I'm on the road. We got 2 daughters, and I'm just trying to make them proud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was younger, this was always about maybe the fame and the fortune, but as you grow older and you get life experience and stuff, you're like, this is so much bigger than just that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, like I said, it's a heavy burden trying to represent an entire culture in this genre, but it's something that I do with pride, you know? And so, but my family definitely drives me in everything that I do, just trying to make them proud. And so my kids to say, hey, that's my dad, he did it, he chased his dreams, and we can do the same thing.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we're all rooting for you for sure. I mean, it's so impressive what you've done. I will say to you, you are like a great guy, man. He's the real deal. You know, he came out here and visited with us in the heat here, just super cool guy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What are you doing after you get done with this? You get to hang around, listen to some other performers, you got to split?
No, we're definitely going to hang out for a little bit,
Cool.
but then we got an after party down at the Bowery or something like that we're doing. I don't know what that's. I think it's just a drunk fest.
not the worst thing in the world.
Right, and then I fly back to Nashville tomorrow for CMA Fest, so it's a busy month for sure. Busy month. But
awesome.
I'm excited, man.
Man, that's super cool. Frank Ray, where can we catch you? Where's the best place for people to find you other than Spotify and all that good stuff?
Yeah, on all social media platforms at Frank Ray Music or frankraymusic.com. You can go check out tour dates, stuff like that. There's merch on there at the shop. It's just a good place to kind of get everything in one whack.
That sounds awesome. Well, Frank Ray, he's performing tonight. It is Thursday night. He's going to be out here doing some new, never heard before songs. We're super excited about it. Hey, thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thanks a lot,
Appreciate
Rob.
you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you so
All
much.
right. And this is Rob Clemens from Crowning Connections. We'll see you guys next time.